The black cat put one paw on the same irrigation lid notch, while the arrow beside it already faced away from a chalk slash in the sidewalk. At first, the answer looked simple. Morning sun was warming the metal, and cats find warm patches before people notice them during an ordinary walk that morning. But she stepped off, checked plain concrete, and came back to that notch. Not the center. Not the sunnier spot. That exact edge, without hurrying once. The observer still had a practical explanation. It was a favorite place, a warm lid, a comfortable sidewalk habit. Reasonable enough for a cat at first. Then the pattern narrowed. She ignored every other warm patch and placed her paw beside the arrow, chalk slash, and faint dust crescent too neatly. The arrow was easy to miss at first. It looked like a normal marking on a normal neighborhood irrigation cover. Nothing special, until the paw returned. But her body stayed off the metal. Only the paw kept reaching back to the edge, making the warmth explanation feel thinner with the light unchanged. When the observer stepped around her, she lifted her paw, waited, and tapped the same notch again. Not the lid. The notch, after the shadow passed across the concrete. So the observer stopped watching the cat and started reading the surface. The paw kept landing beside the arrow every single time from the cat's posture. The chalk slash on the concrete made the warm metal answer feel almost right, but not complete. Two marks sat close together near the edge. One thing did not fit. The arrow and the chalk slash were near each other, yet their directions did not meet when viewed from above today. That changed the observer's approach. Instead of walking away, they crouched lower and compared the arrow direction with the chalk line, with both hands held still over the marks. The shift was small but clear. The lid was not lined up. The cat kept stopping where that mismatch showed at the edge, in the same place the paw returned. Beside the notch, a faint crescent of soil followed the round rim, like the lid had scraped while turning out of place, right beside that notch. The cat did not add drama. She simply lifted her paw enough for the edge mark to stay visible in the same spot, without fuss. A careful nudge proved the cover could move. The arrow came closer to the chalk slash, but it still was not aligned yet under very light fingertip pressure. She watched the edge quietly, with her paw on the concrete instead. For the first time, the notch stayed empty for a moment as it settled. The observer almost stood up and left it there. Then her paw returned beside the soil crescent, calm as before, and they stopped for another look. So the opening frame had to be read again. The paw, the notch, the arrow, and the chalk slash were already there before anyone moved the lid once that morning. This time, the observer turned the lid until the arrow met the chalk slash. The notch shifted into its correct place with one slow, careful adjustment. Now the same surface looked different. The cat walked near the corrected lid, glanced down, and did not touch the notch as the observer waited quietly. The final frame was the first frame answered. Same lid, same chalk slash.